Hello and welcome to this mini train. I'm Beth the trainer, and today we're going to tackle accountability. This one's a little tricky. While I should acknowledge that yes, you can be self-accountable. For example, if you're trying to exercise regularly or stop smoking, you must be accountable to yourself. But accountability in the workplace involves at least two people. The most obvious example of this is a supervisor and employee. It sounds simple,
Did you do the thing? Yes, I did the thing.
but it doesn't always work well. We need to understand that accountability is actually a framework, a system of operating consistently. If you follow a few basic steps every time, and the other person in your accountability equation also understands what you're doing and what your expectations are, then you can both produce better, more consistent work. So, how do you get the people around you to be more accountable? I mean, it's not like there's an accountability fairy. Oh, well, looky there. That's going to make everything easier. Oh, ah, well, we're probably on our own here. Unfortunate. Step one, getting started. Oh, thanks, accountability fair. Yeah, should have seen that coming. One time when I went bowling, for no discernible reason, the little bumpers came up on either side of the lane, which prevent the ball from going into the gutters. Yes, that was probably a commentary on my game by the bowling center staff, but it didn't matter. I kept them and I played my best game ever. Accountability is a lot like those bumpers. They don't prevent movement forward, but they keep you on track and moving in the right direction to get to the goal. That is what a supervisor is supposed to provide for the direct reports. Employees are responsible for managing their workloads, meeting deadlines, delivering on their commitments, and taking ownership of any mistakes. As the supervisor, holding people accountable, giving direction, make sure direct reports have the tools they need, and ensuring they've done the work helps the employees stay on track, improve their results, and empowers the whole team with a sense of ownership. But leaders, that starts by modeling what you expect to see. Accountability works both ways. You gotta let others hold you accountable as well. There should be the same set of standards for supervisors and direct reports. The supervisor must be the role model on this so that the employees understand the framework they're going to be held to. That includes things like completing tasks on time, not missing deadlines, supporting your team whenever it's required, showing up prepared and on time for meetings, and even acknowledging your own mistakes. The expectations, goals, and rules for everyone on the team need to be really clear. Supervisors should take the time to train their direct reports to work the way they need them to work. Training people to use the accountability framework relies on repeatedly reinforcing the same rules. Consistency is crucial. When you do the same thing over and over again to the point of predictability, it's a habit. When the whole team has the habit of responsibility and accountability, the less leaders must keep teaching the process. I know this is obvious, but it's very difficult to be accountable to someone else if you don't know what's being asked of you. The foundation of holding people accountable, then, has to be crystal clear expectations. Supervisors may need to explain why the work is important, how the work needs to be done, and when it needs to be done. Don't just assume other people know as much as you. They may not have the full picture. Step two, feedback. Whoa! Oh, man, you good? Yeah, just, walk it off. So expectations are established, everyone gets to work, and everything is going perfectly. Just kidding, that never happens. The middle part of this accountability framework relies on good feedback. This can be a difficult one for supervisors, especially new supervisors. Holding people accountable can be awkward and make you feel uncomfortable. If an employee does work that isn't acceptable, it could mean a difficult conversation and calling them out on the poor performance. For some people, you know who you are. This is a type of conversation to avoid. You prefer to be nice, or you want to be seen as a likable supervisor or coworker. The problem with this mindset is you'll probably end up doing all the work yourself. You give the other person multiple chances to perform, so you never get around to the discipline and training that's necessary. Ask yourself this. Are you really being nice to other employees when you let their performance suffer? Kind of seems like you might be holding them back. Those who might not be as committed to the work need to know you are serious about deadlines and expectations, and those who are committed need to see you're consistent in how you apply the rules. Otherwise, why are they putting the work in? Honest, open, ongoing feedback is critical for employees to know where they stand. Schedule regular check ins and make a weekly or bi weekly progress report the norm. It doesn't have to be super formal, just take a few minutes to touch base each week. Feedback should always be a two-way street and should be constructive, not condescending. If your employees or coworkers got good results, praise them. If they fell short, coach them. This is a big component of employee development. If you are a leader, recognize that not all problems belong to you. If someone comes to you with a problem, take the opportunity to develop that person's problem-solving skills and sense of responsibility. Ask how they're planning to handle it. Make sure they have the information and means to get it done. Be a resource if they need help. They might make mistakes, but we learn fastest through our failures. The more a leader views mistakes as learning opportunities, the more other employees will feel comfortable owning up to them. Step 3, review and okay, can you move? We can't see the words. Yeah, thanks. The final part of this framework is when we review the process to figure out how we did. Look over the expectations and the work that was done. Were all expectations met? When we're talking about a team, it is always the supervisor's responsibility to hold the team members accountable, which means taking a few minutes with each direct report to figure out what worked, what didn't, what should be done differently next time. If a direct report is falling behind, figure out the why, the root cause of the issue. Were the instructions unclear? Were the necessary resources not available? Were there personal issues, technical issues, or a lack of training? Was the problem simply out of their control? Helping an employee or coworker figure this out gives them some control over the learning process and gives them the tools to address the issue next time. Make sure the performance data, what you figured out with those questions, is tracked. Writing it down ensures there's a path to follow back, whether to review the progress made toward achieving the goals or finding the opportunities in which to improve the next time. And yes, it's reasonable that there be consequences if employees fail to show progress, whether that means more serious feedback, performance improvement plans, or other disciplinary measures. For a group to improve with every project and to ensure employees learn and grow, we have to raise expectations, not lower standards. At its core, the framework of accountability is a cycle. Expectations are defined, ongoing feedback is offered, and course correction is applied, leading back to updated expectations. This is what keeps the whole thing in its lane. And as I said at the beginning of this mini-train, this is a process that takes two people. Leaders have the responsibility for developing a culture of accountability and coaching their direct reports in what to expect. Employees use the process to put their best efforts in and deliver on the expected results. When this cycle is replicated at all levels, we all develop a sense of ownership and we can see our organization grow. And we'll just leave the accountability fairy out of it. That's all for today, and I'll see you next time.